There's so much to dive into with the Eternals that we might need a whole universe to cover it all. With a sequel in sight, some MCU movies could potentially revive the Eternals story. Plus, we've got 5 villains who would be perfect for Eternals 2, if it ever happens. As many of you know, the MCU has already missed its easiest chance to bring back Harry Styles' Marvel hero. So without further ado, let's get into what we know about the upcoming Eternals 2. Even though Marvel Studios hasn't confirmed a sequel to 2021's Eternals, there are plenty of other MCU projects that could continue the new superhero team's story. Director Chloé Zhao introduced the Eternals, a team including Cersei, Ajak, Icarus, Sprite, Kingo, Gilgamesh, Druig, Makari, Phastos, and Thena as cosmic beings created by the Celestials. The film marked a big departure from the typical MCU formula, making it one of the most divisive projects in MCU history. Despite the mixed reactions, Eternals set up numerous future storylines for the MCU. Unfortunately, Marvel Studios hasn't confirmed an Eternals 2, so it's unclear when those loose ends might be tied up. Disney CEO Bob Iger recently mentioned that Marvel Studios would be focusing on their strongest franchises for now, making an Eternals 2 seem even less likely. However, the Eternals team could still return in various upcoming or unannounced MCU projects to continue their groundbreaking storyline. One possibility is that the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 4 could include other Eternal teams. While Guardians 4 hasn't been confirmed after James Gunn's departure from the MCU, there's still hope. Marvel Studios changed the origins of the Eternals for their live-action adaptation, making them synthetic cosmic beings created by the Celestials, instead of being the result of biological experiments on early humans in Marvel Comics. This ties the Eternals to the MCU's spacefaring storylines, making a potential Guardians 4 a perfect place to bring them back. The new Guardians could encounter Thena, Makari, Druig, Eros, and Pip the Troll following Eternals' mid-credit scene, helping to track down the missing Eternals and revealing more about Harry Styles' Star Fox. There are rumors that the ending of Eternals will be important to Captain America: Brave New World. Speculation suggests that this Phase 5 project will revisit the celestial Tiamat, whose body rose from beneath the earth in the Eternals. While the exact storyline of Captain America: Brave New World is still under wraps, it's rumored that the film will explore Tiamat's transformation into a harmless statue, which left his massive body jutting out from the ocean. This new setting hasn't been revisited since Eternals, but there's talk that Tiamat could be turned into adamantium, an important metal for characters like Wolverine. This could potentially replace vibranium as the most coveted resource in the MCU. Another possibility we know is that Thor could team up with the Eternals in Thor 5. It's been confirmed that Thor will be returning to the MCU following the release of 2022's Thor: Love and Thunder. After the mixed reception to that film, speculation suggests that Thor 5, though not officially announced yet, could take a different tone, moving away from Taika Waititi's comedic style. Since 2017's Thor: Ragnarok and Love and Thunder, Thor has evolved into a more cosmic character, aligning well with the spacefaring Eternals. Having been involved with the Avengers and the Guardians of the Galaxy, Thor might seek to join a new superpowered team. The godlike and near-immortal Eternals could provide a fitting new environment for him, potentially offering closure regarding his connection to Thanos, especially with the involvement of Thanos' brother in the team. There's also talk about a celestial-focused MCU project that's being rumored. Marvel Studios may be developing a sequel to Eternals centered on the Celestials. Back in 2022, Marvel filed a trademark for the title Celestials: End of Time, sparking speculation that this could potentially be the next installment in the Eternal saga. Instead of focusing directly on the team, this project could place the Celestials front and center, delving deep into the mythology of these ancient otherworldly beings like never before. The Celestials have been part of the MCU from the start, but their exploration only began in earnest with the Eternals. A pseudo-sequel would provide an ideal opportunity to further investigate their origins and significance. with the Eternals potentially playing supporting roles in this cosmic narrative. That said, let's dive into 5 villains who would be perfect for Marvel's Eternals 2, starting with Arishem. Arishem, who vowed to return and judge Earth, previously appeared in Eternals. The celestial Arishem initially seemed like a force for good, but the Eternals soon discovered their real role was to prepare Earth for the emergence of a new celestial. After thwarting these plans, Arishem abducted 3 Eternals and promised to return and judge Earth. This setup makes him the most likely villain for Eternals 2. The tension between Eternals, who rebel against Arishem and those still loyal to him, would create a compelling story. As the team visits other planets inhabited by Eternals, this could continue the celestial narrative in the MCU. Next up at number 4, we have Ikaris, who could be resurrected by Arishem. Many of you comic fans might know that Eternals are immortal in Marvel Comics. As a loyalist to Arishem, Ikaris turned on his fellow Eternals and became the movie's primary antagonist. While it seems like he kills himself by flying into the sun, death isn't an issue for the Eternals. They're essentially immortal, able to be revived or recreated from the world Forge, retaining whatever memories a celestial wishes. This means Ikaris could return, along with other deceased team members, and resume his battle in Arishem's name. In fact, a newly refurbished Ikaris spawned solely to vanquish his former teammates could make for a compelling sequel. At number 3, we have Kang the Conqueror, who has a multiverse connection to the Eternals. The Council of Kangs once searched for the Celestial's ultimate weapon. Despite the uncertainty surrounding Kang's future in the MCU, following Jonathan Majors' departure from the franchise, Kang would be an ideal villain for Eternals 2. In the comics, the Council of Kangs gathers variants from across the universe to search for the Celestial's ultimate weapon. The MCU has already established Kang, with the Council assembling at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Meanwhile, the Celestials have only been properly explored in Eternals. This connection makes Kang the perfect villain for Eternals 2, bringing together the MCU's Celestials narrative through a multiverse adventure. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Do you think we'll see the Eternals team up with the Guardians of the Galaxy or Thor in future MCU movies? Let us know your thoughts and suggestions for future videos in the comments below.